He doesn't need a degree in psychology, a million followers, or flashy cars. But somehow, he always wins. Why does the street-smart Sigma male succeed in situations where even the most educated fail? Because while others play checkers, the Sigma plays 4D chess with life. Today we're diving deep into why street-smart Sigma males have the ultimate advantage. Not just because of what they know, but how they move. The Sigma male isn't powered by textbooks or elite mentorship programs. His strength lies in lived experience, raw instinct, and observation. He thrives in the real world, where people reveal their true nature through subtle cues and social games. While others rely on titles and theory, he watches body language, tone, timing, and intention. It's psychological warfare, and the Sigma is a master tactician. He's not loud. He doesn't need a crowd. Instead, he moves with calculated silence. Street smarts give him the upper hand because they teach what formal education often ignores: how to read people, how to survive chaos, and how to adapt fast. Research from Harvard Business Review even confirms that emotional intelligence and adaptive thinking, skills often forged in real-world pressure, outperform IQ in leadership and influence. What makes it even more dangerous? The Sigma doesn't just know how to survive, he knows how to thrive without validation. While alpha males may dominate the spotlight, Sigmas move in the shadows, building empires, mastering themselves, and watching everyone else play predictable roles. He's the one who walks into a room and instantly assesses the social hierarchy, not to join it, but to bypass it. While others follow rules, the Sigma studies patterns, and when others chase trends, he quietly becomes the trend. In a world obsessed with status, flash, and followers, the Sigma's edge is simple: self-awareness, adaptability, and ruthless independence. That's why he wins. Because he's not playing the same game as everyone else. He designed his own. Number one, the Sigma mentality. Born to outsmart the game, Sigmas. Let's get real. You don't just survive the game of life. You flip the board, walk away, and still come out on top. You're not waiting for permission. You're not begging for applause. While others are chasing corporate titles or trying to impress with rented lifestyles, you're collecting real-world experience, reading human behavior like psychology majors wish they could, and spotting patterns that most people miss. What sets street-smart Sigmas apart is simple: real-life education. This isn't something you can get from a university. It's earned through long nights, hard knocks, and high-stakes lessons. While some learn in lecture halls, you learn in life's pressure cookers, whether it's dodging manipulation in a toxic relationship, staying cool under a shady boss, or navigating chaos with quiet precision. Street-smart intelligence is a blend of emotional awareness, quick decision-making, and gut-level instinct. According to Harvard psychologist Howard Gardner, this aligns with interpersonal intelligence, the ability to read and react to people effectively. Sigmas don't just have this, they weaponize it. And here's the kicker: your biggest advantage is your invisibility. You're not flashy, you're not loud. That's the point. You blend in, move in silence, and never announce your next move. By the time they realize your impact, it's already done. Game over. Checkmate. This makes people underestimate you, and that's your superpower. Sigmas know that attention is a currency, and they choose to spend it wisely. They don't need the spotlight to prove their worth. Their results speak for themselves. Think of Jason Bourne, not James Bond. Tactical, calculated, underestimated until it's too late. So if you're a Sigma navigating this chaotic world, remember this: the world may praise noise, but it respects results. Let others play for show. You play for keeps. And that right there is why you always win. Number two, emotional intelligence. Book smarts. You ever walk into a room and instantly feel who's lying, who's desperate, and who's fake smiling? That's not paranoia, it's your sixth sense, Sigma. And no, you weren't trained in some secret government lab. You earned that intuition the hard way, through sleepless nights, broken trust, hard-won victories, and losses that hit like a freight train. While others are busy memorizing protocols, you were out there learning the streets. They rely on a syllabus. You rely on scars. You don't need someone's credentials to know their character. You sense it. That tension in someone's handshake, the twitch in their eye, the forced laugh, they're like blinking neon signs to you. Science backs you up too. Studies show that the human brain processes nonverbal cues in milliseconds, faster than we even realize. And people who have experienced trauma, instability, or high-stakes environments often develop heightened situational awareness as a survival mechanism. That's you, Sigma. Your intuition isn't a mystery, it's a finely tuned radar born out of necessity. You're not impressed by big words, job titles, or flashy suits. You've seen polished liars and humble geniuses. You've learned the difference between charisma and manipulation. While most people scan a resume, you scan the room, and you know exactly who's for real and who's playing a role. In today's hyper-digital world, where everyone wears filters, online and in real life, that kind of insight is a rare and powerful gift. It's like walking into a virtual reality game, knowing the cheat codes. While others are fooled by appearances, you see intentions, you feel energy, you decode body language without even trying. So the next time someone calls you too intense or too quiet, smile. Because you're not just watching, you're calculating. That sixth sense isn't weird, it's wisdom. And in this loud, distracted world, being able to see through the noise, that's your edge, that's your superpower. Number 3, adaptability is a street-smart Sigma's weapon. A storm doesn't scare you because you the storm. When chaos hits, most people freeze, complain, or collapse, but not the Sigma male. While the world panics, the Sigma pivots. He doesn't just weather the storm, he recalibrates his path and charges forward with sharper instincts. That's the power of adaptability, and it's one of the Sigma's deadliest advantages. You see, Sigma males are not trained to memorize solutions, they're trained to solve problems. This mindset often begins in childhood. Instead of being spoon-fed answers, many Sigmas learn to think independently, to observe quietly, and to adapt through trial and error. They develop mental agility, emotional control, and strategic thinking by navigating real-life pressure, not textbook hypotheticals. That's why when life throws lemons, a Sigma doesn't just make lemonade, he opens a lemonade stand and then buys out the entire lemon farm. Adversity becomes opportunity. According to a psychological study published in the Individuals with High Resilience, like many Sigma males, are more likely to experience post-traumatic growth. That means they don't just bounce back, they bounce forward, becoming stronger and more capable with every setback. While others complain about roadblocks, Sigmas build new roads. They don't waste time playing the victim, they evolve. Reinvention isn't a last resort, it's their natural response. This is why so many Sigmas quietly dominate in business, leadership, and innovation. They aren't the loudest in the room, but they are often the most effective. So the next time chaos erupts and the average person is scrambling for cover, notice the Sigma. He's already 2 steps ahead, scanning the battlefield, forming a plan, and preparing to win. Not in spite of the storm, but of it. Because a Sigma doesn't fear the chaos, he it. Number 4, silence equals sign strategy. You know what truly terrifies people? A man who listens more than he speaks. That man is the Sigma. In a world obsessed with noise, where everyone rushes to post, talk, argue, and broadcast every opinion, there exists a rare breed who moves in silence. While others overshare, oversell, and overexplain, the Sigma male sits back and watches. He listens, not just with his ears, but with intent. He catches what others miss, the slip-ups, the contradictions, the patterns in human behavior, and that's his superpower. You see, silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Psychological research shows that people who speak less in conversations are often perceived as more intelligent, more mysterious, and even more powerful. This isn't just anecdotal. The silent observer effect is real. People are naturally drawn to the one who doesn't need to dominate the room, but somehow still commands it. That's the Sigma's zone. Unlike alpha males who often crave the spotlight, Sigmas build empires in the shadows. They don't brag about their next move, they just make it. By the time people realize what the Sigma has been working on, it's already too late to catch up. Here's the twist. Street-smart Sigmas don't seek attention, they attract it. Why? Because mystery is magnetic. When a man isn't trying to impress you, you start wondering why. When he doesn't need to speak to prove his worth, people lean in to listen when he finally does. That aura of controlled detachment. It's not accidental, it's deliberate. Sigmas know that power isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, observant, and calculating. While everyone else is revealing their hand, chasing clout and shouting into the void, the Sigma is reading the room, planning 10 steps ahead and quietly becoming unstoppable. And when he finally speaks, everyone listens, not because he forced them to, but because his silence made them curious. Number 5, master of human psychology without the degree. Forget 4 years of college. A Sigma male learns the human psyche not from textbooks, but from life's trenches. While others are memorizing theories in fluorescent lit classrooms, the Sigma is out there observing real people in real situations. He's not studying sociology. He's surviving it. Every hard conversation, every awkward silence, every betrayal, those are his lessons. Over time, this kind of raw exposure sharpens one of the most underrated skills in the world, reading people. It starts with noticing the little things, how someone's pupils dilate when they're excited or how they touch their face when they're lying. These aren't just quirks, they're clues. And Sigma males become human lie detectors without even trying. Micro-expressions, those brief involuntary facial expressions that last only a fraction of a second, are a Sigma's cheat code. According to Dr. Paul Ekman, a psychologist who pioneered research in this area, these expressions reveal true emotions, fear, anger, joy, even when someone's trying to hide them. A Sigma doesn't just see a smile, he sees the tension behind it. He knows when you're bluffing confidence or hiding contempt. But here's the twist. A Sigma doesn't just manipulation, he flips it. If someone tries to use charm to sway him, he lets them talk, then redirects the conversation like a chess master setting a trap. He's not reactive, he's strategic. He understands what people want. Validation, power, approval. And he sidesteps it all. Most people rely on words, but Sigma males speak a far more powerful language, body language. Research shows that over 70% of communication is nonverbal. While others are distracted by what's said, the Sigma pays attention to how it's said, eye contact, posture, gestures. He knows confidence when he sees it, and he sees insecurity wrapped in fake bravado from a mile away. In short, Sigma males don't just understand human nature, they outmaneuver it. Number 6, independence makes you untouchable. When you're street smart and Sigma, dependence is just another word that doesn't belong in your dictionary. You don't wait for someone to give you direction, you create your own map. That's because Sigma males thrive on self-leadership. They're independent thinkers who trust their instincts more than societal scripts. While the world pushes people to follow trends, follow influencers, and follow the crowd, Sigmas lead themselves, no crowd necessary. Street smarts, unlike book smarts, are forged in the fire of experience. It's not about what you learned in a classroom, it's about what you learned when life threw you in the deep end without a float. Street smart Sigmas understand human nature, read the room like a novel, and know when to walk away. No drama, no second guessing. Here's what really sets them apart. Their non-attachment. A Sigma male can walk away from a toxic job without flinching, cut off a fake friend without guilt, and even step away from love if it means sacrificing who he is. That level of clarity, that's intimidating to many. Most people stay in places that drain them just to feel accepted. Sigmas? They'd rather be alone and free than surrounded and fake. Psychologically speaking, this behavior aligns with what's called an internal locus of control, a belief that you control your own fate. Studies show that individuals with this mindset are more resilient, less anxious, and more successful in unpredictable environments, and that's why Sigma males stand out. They're not interested in playing roles, they're interested in being real. And when you combine that authenticity with street intelligence and emotional discipline, you don't need to be saved, fixed, or led. You the person others quietly look to when things fall apart. Number 7, you know how to play dumb. Here's a secret weapon most people overlook. The Sigma pretends not to know. He plays dumb so people underestimate him, and when the moment's right, boom, he strikes with precision. This is not just clever, it's strategic psychology at its finest. In the world of street smarts, knowledge isn't always about showing off, it's about knowing to reveal what you know. That's where the Sigma male thrives. He deliberately keeps his cards close to his chest. By pretending not to know, he gains the upper hand. People let their guard down, revealing more than they should, thinking they're the smartest person in the room. But they're not. The Sigma is silently mapping out everything. This tactic isn't just theory. It's rooted in real psychological principles. The concept of has been studied in behavioral science, showing how acting clueless in the right moment can lower expectations and reduce threats from others. It's a principle seen in everything from business negotiations to political power plays. And here's the kicker. Sigma males don't need applause or validation. While alpha males want to dominate and show strength loudly, Sigmas dominate by being underestimated until it's too late. Think of it like chess. The Sigma male sacrifices a pawn, not because he's weak, but because he sees 5 moves ahead. Street smart Sigmas let others get comfortable. Then, just when the room thinks they've got him figured out, he rearranges the whole game. He doesn't need to speak the loudest, he just makes the smartest move. So next time someone seems a little too quiet, a little too clueless, be careful. You might just be sitting across from a Sigma male, calculating, silent, and about to flip the script. Number 8, street smarts, equal sign. Action-oriented intelligence. Book smarts can teach you what should work. Street smarts teach you what does work. This line captures the essence of the Sigma mindset. Being book smart means you've studied the theories, read the manuals, and aced the tests. But being street smart, that means you've been in the trenches, you've lived it, felt it, and learned through real-world trial and error. Sigma males thrive on street smarts. They don't just know the rules, they know when to break them, and more importantly, how to rewrite them. While academics might debate what happened in a perfect system, Sigmas are already 5 steps ahead, adapting to what happens in an imperfect world. Take entrepreneurship, for example. Business schools teach models like SWOT analysis and market segmentation, all useful. But Sigma males, they launch, they fail, they pivot, they learn by doing. They understand that success isn't found in a PowerPoint, it's earned in the hustle. Sigmas don't theorize success, they create it. They don't wait for perfect conditions, they act, adjust, and adapt. When others are busy waiting for permission, Sigmas are already executing Plan B because Plan A didn't quite cut it. And that's okay. Every mistake becomes a lesson, every failure a future asset. This isn't just optimism, it's strategy. Psychologists call this a growth mindset, and it's linked to higher resilience, better problem solving, and long-term success. While others are reading the rule book, the Sigma is rewriting it. Because in a world that's constantly changing, the ability to adapt, think independently, and act boldly isn't just an advantage, it's a superpower. And that's the Sigma edge. Less talk, more doing, less theory, more mastery. Number 9, survival has sharpened you. Let's not sugarcoat it. Life threw you into the deep end, but you didn't sink. You grew gills. A street-smart Sigma male is forged, not born. You've been broke when your pockets echoed louder than your thoughts. You've been betrayed by people you would have taken a bullet for. You've been broken by setbacks that would have crushed most men. But the difference, you weren't built to break. You were built to bend, adapt, and come back smarter. You turned pain into power. Those sleepless nights and silent battles rewired your instincts. You stopped chasing comfort and started chasing clarity. You stopped waiting for someone to save you and realized you were the one you'd been waiting for all along. Street smarts aren't learned from textbooks. They're carved into your character through experience. Psychology tells us that emotional resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is one of the greatest indicators of long-term success. And Sigma males master this by necessity, not because they want to be tough, but because life gave them no other option. Your scar tissue? That's not just for show, it's armor. Every loss taught you strategy. Every betrayal sharpened your intuition. Every failure gave you the grit that polished your inner diamond. You've walked through fire and didn't just survive, you studied the flames. While others read theories, you lived the lesson. You learned how to read people without a word being spoken, how to predict outcomes without needing a spreadsheet, how to spot manipulation from a mile away. Sigma males like you don't flaunt resilience, they embody it. You're not street smart because it's trendy. You're street smart because the streets were your classroom and pain was your professor. And now you don't fear the storm, you are the storm. Number 10, the ultimate advantage, unpredictability. People fear what they can't predict, and Sigma, you are the definition of unpredictable. No pattern, no formula. One day you're silent, the next day you're unstoppable. It's not chaos, it's calculated mystery. Studies in social psychology show that unpredictability triggers both curiosity and anxiety in others. Why? Because the human brain craves patterns. When it can't decode your next move, it panics. You don't chase power. Power finds you because your independence, detachment, and self-mastery command respect. That's the Sigma edge. You move in silence, strike with precision, and walk away before they even know what hit them. That's the street smart advantage. Sigmas, here's what you need to remember. It's not about where you were born or what school you went to. It's about how you think, how you move, and how you refuse to be boxed in. Street smarts make you resilient. Sigma mentality makes you unstoppable. And when those two forces combine, that's not just an advantage, that's a revolution. So whether you grew up on concrete chaos or cold silence, never doubt this. Your experience is your superpower. You weren't made for the sidelines. You were built to own the game. Sigmas, if this resonated with you, smash that like button, subscribe, and become a part of this movement. Because the world needs more men who think differently, move silently, and dominate loudly. Stay true and stay Sigma.